Hello there, boxing fans right around the world. Thank you once again for joining us on this Olympic special on Talkin Fight. My cohort, Christian, is tied up at a course today on broadcasting, and if he doesn't make it, then he's not going to return to the show. Just kidding. We wish him well, and we'll see him tomorrow. But in his absence, he was clever enough to send me some articles he thought were worthy of reporting to you, which I will do. Of interest, the AIBA announced today that it has settled its debts after paying back a $10 million loan to the Azerbaijan company Benkons. I myself didn't know that they had borrowed privately this money, so it came as somewhat of a surprise read. So let me just briefly go through some of the key points here. As you might recall, Christian has said the AIBA president, Umar Kremlin, promised that eliminating the debt would be his first priority when he was elected in November. He also promised to get the AIBA back instead with the IOC to get them into the Olympics again. Anyway, having now paid off this debt somehow, now you might be saying to yourself, where'd that debt come? Because I said, where the heck how did they get into $10 million worth of debt? Anyway, Kremlin said the loan had been at the heart of a period of financial instability for the organization. That's an understatement, which was blamed on the World Series of Boxing, established by former President Chen Ku-wu. All right, there you go. So, starting up a boxing league apparently is an expensive endeavor, and don't go borrowing $10 million if you can't afford to pay it back. In other news related to the AIBA, it was interesting that at the current ASBC Asian Elite Championships, Kremlin was there saying that they are reforming the referees and the judging. I think Christian reported on this the other day, so I won't go into the details, but he is reforming the scoring system. I myself have been having an enjoyable morning. It's noon here in Canada, Toronto, that is. And I've been watching the ASBC Asian Elite Men's and Women's Championships right now, and I have really been enjoying myself. There's some good fighting going on right now. To be blunt, the fists are flying. Like, there's none of this jabbing, poking, dancing around the ring. No, these guys are going at it toe to toe. They are throwing bombs. Now, not many are connecting, I'll admit. So there's not going to be any knockouts on Mike Gore's Knuckle Up Knockout show on Sunday, I'm pretty sure. But the quality of the boxing is actually quite good. It's fun to watch. Very entertaining. Just thought I'd point that out. I was a bit off track there. Sorry about that. Christian would be upset. But he did want me to point out something about one of his favorite teams. Not Team GB or Team Graham Boyce, as we like to say, but the Indian team. And he pointed out a story to me that I'm going to relate to you with respect to an Indian boxer, a female, who had been preparing to fight in the championships over there in Dubai. And how she was preparing is kind of interesting. First of all, this article out of the Khalij Times out of India, first of all, mentioned that as a teenager growing up in Assam, her parent, this woman, by the way, sir, must have forgotten to tell you her name, Lovlina Borgohain, her parents backed her to the hilt in her fight against social taboos to become a female boxer. We have to remember that in some of these countries that are currently competing in Dubai, and I think Kuwait is sending its first female fighter to the event. But anyway, so having overcome the social taboos to become a female boxer, it's interesting that she says in her preparations for Dubai, she actually went up against men. She says, and I quote, "It is a crucial tournament for me as I've been training extremely hard over the last few months, and now I want to get some match practice. In-ring experience is the only way to gauge my preparations. The timing event could not have been better. I want to test myself in Dubai and come back home with the medal, and if it is gold, it'd be the best thing." Okay? It is imperative in boxing to spar with good boxers to improve yourself. Training with male boxers was a good challenge as they're physically and technically faster and their punches are stronger. Wow. So once again, we here at Talkin Fight have been commenting since day one about the quality of female boxing, and we support it 110%. And we encourage our fans to get there and support it as well. And here's another example of a young lady who not only overcomes these social taboos in India to become a boxer, and for her love of the sport and desire to win, goes up against men in the ring. That's great. I mean, good for her. But speaking of Team GB, and I would like potentially some of my fans over in England to qualify me on this one. Here's an article out of Boxing News Online that Christian wanted me to relate. And I'll just quote the first paragraph. A promising squad of new British boxers impressed at the recent Sokakas tournament in Lithuania that finished May 15th. Great Britain had 5 boxers secure gold medals. Kieran MacDonald, Callum French, Rosie Eccles, Connor Tudsbury, and Scottish heavyweight Scott Forrest. Now here's where I get a bit confused. It ends that paragraph by saying, all ones to watch for the next Olympic cycle. Now, I thought, and I wasn't really sure about the men, but I thought Rosie Eccles was beaten by a Russian boxer at the Olympic qualifier last year. So I want anyone over there in England to sort me out on this one. Is Rosie going to the Olympics as part of Team Great Britain or not? Anyway, I was doing a bit of research, and for sure, here's what she says. No one wants to be drawn against the Russian in the first bout of a major tournament. That was Rosie Eccles' misfortune on Sunday, March 15th at the European Olympic qualification. The Welsh welterweight gave Sadat Dalgatova a hard bout at the copper box. She shot her jab out through a neat straight 1-2. It was busy work from the Russian that swung her through the contest. She hooked at Eccles' body and plunged hard right down the middle, taking a split points verdict. So there she goes. Eccles says, I don't know what to say, to be honest with you. I'm absolutely heartbroken. I knew what to do to combat her style, but one way or another, according to the judges, I didn't do that. So thus, I didn't think she qualified for the Olympics. But in that prior article, it had said that these were 5 British boxers to watch at the upcoming Olympics. I'm a little bit confused. And if my friends from Great Britain can help me out on that one, I'll report back or have Christian report back tomorrow. And that about wraps us up for today on the Olympic episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Go online, go over to YouTube. The ASBC championships are going on live right now through YouTube. And I must say, like I said before, they are quite entertaining, a lot of fun to watch. These guys are swinging for the fences. Good stuff. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.